Good day and welcome back to Good Tech Academy. I am Adam and you are you. So today we are going to be starting to talk about Microsoft Office, starting at the beginning with Microsoft Word. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about Microsoft Word, hopefully this will answer them and get you into a good understanding of how to use that program, and that hopefully we can start to build on some knowledge there. Maybe I'll teach you some stuff you didn't know. Maybe I'll teach you just stuff you already did. Let's find out. Here we go. So first, let's start off at the beginning. How are you going to get to Microsoft Word? Of course, there are going to be multiple ways of getting to Microsoft Word. The first one going to be clicking on this giant blue box that says it's an icon. You can double click on it and it'll open it up. Or you can go to your home button, scroll through your list of applications and find it there. Once you click on the icon and you go into Microsoft Word, you will be greeted with this right here. This is your Backstage. This is where you can create using create a blank document, open an existing document, which will usually be saved over here, or choose a template, which will be one of these pre-generated documents. This is the first window that appears whenever you open up Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, or Excel. So you will see the Backstage quite a bit as we go through the Microsoft Office. Once you go into the Backstage and you click, say, Create New Blank Document, you will be greeted by this page right here. Now this is your document, the window that you see. And there's a lot of icons and a lot of things here, but starting up at the top left-hand corner, there's going to be your Quick Access Toolbar, your Windows element, your ribbon, your document, which is right here, your insertion or cursor point, your status bar, your views, and your zoom control. These are all parts of the document screen that you will see whenever you go into Microsoft Word. Your document, that big blank white area, that is where you can type and insert media, only within that white space. And that white space does represent a sheet of paper that is 8.5 inches by 11 inches. That is the industry standard for a sheet of paper, and I can guarantee that at some point in time you have probably seen, touched, or had your hands on an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper. On that document, you will see a blinking vertical line. That is your insertion point or your cursor. That lets you know where your text will be appearing once you start typing, or where media will be inserted. It moves to the right whenever you type. Your ribbon, which is at the top, it features two sets of things. One, it features tabs, which run along the top. They give you an order of how your commands are set up, and then of course it has your commands. Now as you kind of look at this, you can see where most everything is going to be put into place for those commands. You have your home, insert, design, layout, references, mailings, review, view, and some other options there on tabs. And then your commands are down here at the bottom. The best way to remember this is that your tabs give you a sorter for your commands. Your commands are what actually give you actions. Your commands are the buttons you click to change things, whereas the tabs just help you sort things out better. Then up in the left-hand corner, we have our Quick Access Toolbar. These are shortcuts to commonly used commands. It can be customized to feature more or different commands. You have that little red disc there, the save button. You have your undo button and your redo button, and then your customize button. The undo button is your biggest friend in all of Microsoft Office. The undo button is the most powerful button in all of Microsoft Office. It is that godsend. It is your best friend. It is that button that whenever you happen to accidentally delete everything you've ever done on your Word document, Excel spreadsheet, or PowerPoint, you click that undo button and it will be your savior. On the other side of that redo button, it will redo anything you undo, because undo can save up to so many times. If you accidentally undo one too many times, you can redo and put it back into place. And then under that customize button, that little drop down arrow, there's a whole menu that you can explore of different options you can put up there, such as quick print, saving, spell checker. There's a lot of them. Up in the right hand corner of your window, you will see your Windows element. This is something you will be pretty familiar with if you use Windows at any point in time. You've got your X for close, your double boxes for maximize, your line for minimize, and then of course your ribbon options. Now all of these should be pretty familiar to you if you've used Windows at all before. However, the ribbon options is something new. So here we are looking at my Word document, and this is the best way that I can show you the ribbon options. So the ribbon options, if I come up here and I click on it, you've got three options: show tabs and commands, show tabs, and auto hide ribbon. Right now we're in show tabs and commands, where it lets us see everything. However, if we wanted to minimize this and see more of our document and less of what we might be possibly seeing on screen, we can say show tabs. As you can see, it gets rid of all of my commands. But if I need them, I can click on my commands, but as soon as I go back to my document, they disappear. And if I wanted to go ahead and hide the ribbon altogether, I can do exactly that. So we just have my Word document that is being displayed. And then if I want to be able to see it again, I come back over to show tabs and commands. Now, that is one way of doing this. There is another also. This cool little arrow right here. Collapse the ribbon. Boom. I've collapsed my ribbon. It's gone. Now I'm just into the showing tabs again. If I want to be able to pin that, I can click on any of these tabs, come over, and this little pin that's right here that says pin the ribbon, boom, I can pin that ribbon. Down at the bottom of the page, we have the status bar. It should be running all the way along your window. This gives you document details, page and word counts. It gives you different views, different ways to view your document, and it gives you a zoom control, which will make the view of your document bigger or smaller. Now, one of the things I do have to mention with this status bar is that it does have a word count, but be mindful of that word count because it is not an exact word count, it is an approximate word count. Now, if you look at this right here, this sentence, Adam went to town to fetch a pail of water, exclamation point. Yes, that is 10 words. But if I was to type something with a initial or a number and space it, as you can see down here in the bottom corner, our word count is now up to 12, and these are very clearly not words. So be mindful if you're going to try to write an essay of some type or a report, and it has to be so many words, because Word does not unfortunately take into account the single letters or numbers. It counts it as a word if it has a space on either side and is a character of some sort. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and look at that zoom. So down here in the bottom right corner, that zoom control can allow you to zoom into your document and make things bigger if you have problems with vision. So if I come over here and I zoom in on this, we can see that the words get bigger without changing the size of the words themselves on the page. So if you are like me and you wear glasses and sometimes that print is small and hard to see, you can zoom in and be able to better see it. Formatting text and paragraphs. We use Word because of the fact that it allows us to create Word documents in not only create Word documents, but create them in such a way that they can be fancy as we want them to be or not. To change the appearance of the text, you can easily follow these steps. You would highlight your text by dragging your cursor over that text, and then you can select from the commands on your Home tab. This right here is a small overview of what the Home tab can accomplish. And luckily for us, Microsoft has broken it down and organized everything into boxes on that Home tab so that we kind of have a setup that is a little bit better organized. So we have our clipboard options, we have our font options, our paragraph options, our styles, and our editing. Before we get too crazy and start editing our documents, the first thing you're going to want to do is save your document before you start doing any kind of formatting or editing to it. So there are two types of saves, and you have to be very specific with how you're going to save this document. The first one is going to be Save As, which allows you to save your work on a brand new document or change the name of an existing document or a place where it is saved on your computer. So what that means is the first time you create any document, you're going to want to save as. That way you can, one, name that document so that you can easily be able to find it. Two, Give that document a place to live on your computer. That way, hopefully, it saves it and it's in a place where you can find it later. Because of the fact that if you are saving as, you can tell it where you want it to save that document so that later on you'll be able to easily be able to find it. Then there is your save, which is to save work on an existing document if it has a name and a place to live. So once you've set up your save as, you can just easily go up and save, and it will save whatever you have and you can continue on. How to save as? You will go to your File tab, which is right here. You will click and it will bring you to your Backstage. Now here we have a very big list of options on the left-hand side. Before you get too far into this, also do remember that you have your arrow up here at the top, which can take you back to your document. So if you get lost, you can easily flip back and forth between File and your document. Now, once you've come here, you scroll down to Save As. You click on Save As. It's going to ask you where you want to save this document. Do you want to save it in Documents? Do you want to save it on your desktop? Do you want to save it in that D drive or that wicked little smiley face there? Once you choose where you want your document to be saved, this screen will pop up. This screen allows you to do two things. One, name your document. In this example, I'm going to go ahead and name it as Atom Test. It also allows us to choose a save type. Do we want to save it as a Word document? We can also choose to save it as any of these other formats. Out of all these other formats, the one you might probably use the most may be PDF format or possibly even a plain text document. So once we've chosen a name and we've chosen a type, we then click the Save button. And the Save will save it where we've told it to save it, with what name we've told it to save it, and how we've told it to save it. Found a place to save our document. We've given it a home, we've given it a name. Now from here on out, things become a whole lot simpler because anytime we want to save our work, we can either, one, do this route, which is go to your File tab and scroll down and click Save, or we can go up to the upper left-hand corner of our document and click on the little diskette and save the document there off of our quick access toolbar. Okay, I do know that that was pretty brief and that we did just go over the basics. There will be another video following up with a little bit more advanced and a little bit more craziness. Please stay tuned. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe because we're going to keep throwing these videos out there. And as always, please, if you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to email us at goodtechacademy@goodwilletx.com. And hopefully we will see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.